Good morning, second grade math students. How are you doing today? I am having some technical difficulties and I'm not sure what to do now, but I'm going to try recording this one more time. I've already tried a lot of times. I even tried using my phone once, but that didn't work either. And I am happy to be with you, and we are in the place value unit, numbers in base 10, and we are on lesson 9-8, and I'm going to show you the focus question, the I can statement, and it's a little rubbed off because I've already done this many times. I can compare numbers using place value, and today we are working in 9-8, and it's on page 405. Let me go ahead and write that in better. Okay, let's read it one more time. I can compare, and that's what we're doing today, is comparing numbers using place value. And when you're thinking about place value, you're thinking about your place value chart and what goes in the hundreds and what digits go in the tens and what digits go in the ones, and we're going to use those to compare. Okay, we are on page 405, and before we get started, I'm also going to review some vocabulary. And you already know and are very, very familiar with the equality symbol, which is the equal sign. The equal sign. Okay, and today I'm going to introduce the inequality symbols. You may have seen these before in first grade, the inequality symbols, less than and greater than. Okay, and when you write less than, you are writing it as you are reading the numbers from left to right, and you're comparing the left number with what comes after. So if the left number is less than, you would use this symbol. If the number on the left side of the inequality is greater than, you would use this symbol. Okay, and you might have learned previously that this is a mouth, and the mouth always wants to eat the bigger number, and that is a good way to check this. And you can check and see if yes, indeed, your mouth is going to eat the bigger number. Okay, let's get started. We are going to start with the solve and share. Joy and Zach flipped three cards over, and then each of them made numbers. Joy made the number 501, and Zach made the number 510. Okay? Who made the greater number? How do you know? Use place value blocks to help you. Go ahead and get out your place value blocks. I'm going to go ahead and draw, and I've also come up with a great idea. You can make more tens by using cardboard and tracing a flat, more hundreds, tracing hundreds, and then cutting it out and making more tens that way. So you have manipulatives to use, because I didn't supply you enough hundreds. But I'm going to go ahead and draw it, and you're welcome to do that as well. I'm going to draw 5 hundreds. Count with me. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and then I'm going to go 0 tens, okay, and then 1 1. And then I'm going to draw 5 hundreds again for Zach's number. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and then 1 10, and then 0 ones. Okay, and then I'm going to look, and then I'm going to plug this into my place value chart, and I'm going to plug in Joy's number, 501, and I'm going to plug in Zach's number, 510. And using the place value blocks and the place value grid, I can tell that the hundreds are the same. They both have 5. So I'm going to move on from the hundreds grid, and I'm going to move on to the hundreds column. I'm going to move on to the next column, the tens column. And the tens column is what I'm going to use and compare because they're different. And Joy has 0 tens, and Zach has 1 10. And that's how you know that Zach's number is greater. And that's how you would explain your thinking when they ask you to do that, especially in the next lesson. Okay, let's move on to the next page. And in the guided practice, they're asking you to compare the numbers and write out the words. And in number 1, they have 264 and 178, and they want you to compare those numbers. So if we're thinking of our place value chart, we're going to write those two numbers in here. And we're going to write in 264 and 178. So we would start with the hundreds grid. The hundreds column. Because we always start with the first one on the left. And we see that this number has 2 hundreds and this number has 100. And so we can safely say, without having to go to the tens and the ones, that this number on the left, 264, is greater than 178 because you're comparing the hundreds. This number has 2 hundreds and this number has 100s, and that's how you know, by comparing the hundreds. So greater than is written this way. Okay, let's go on to number 2. Erase. And I'm going to write 816 is blank, and then 819. And they want you to compare them using words and the symbol. So I'm going to go to my place value chart, and I'm going to compare the hundreds, and both of the hundreds are the same. They both have 800s. And then I'm going to go to the tens. Since those are the same, I need to go to the next place value. It's tens. And they both have 110, so I can't compare those because those are the same. Because 810 equals 810. So I need to go to the next one, which is the ones place value, and those are the two numbers that I will use to compare 816 and 819. Okay, and I see that this one is less because 6, 7, 8, 9 is 3 less than 9. Okay, so the symbol I use is less than. Less than. Okay, and so we have time to do one more. We're going to go right to the independent practice. Okay, and in the independent practice, they want you to do the same thing until you get to 12, and then they're going to ask you to do some higher level thinking. So number 3 is 572 is, we don't know, blank, 577. So here we are again. We're using the place value. We have 572 and 577. And we see that the 5s in the hundreds of both number are the same, so they're equal in value. So then we need to move to the next one, the next column, which is the tens. And we see that the tens are equal in value, or we can write equal. Because they both have 7 tens. So that leaves us to the ones. And the ones are what we're going to use to compare. Because 272 has 2 ones, and 277 has 7 ones. And that's how you explain your thinking when they ask you which one is less than and which one is greater than. So the symbol we use is less than. Less than. And I know 572 is less than 577 because 2 is 5 less than 7, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So that's it for today's lesson. We can read the I can statement again. I can compare numbers using place value. And you're all very, very good at this. This whole unit should be very quick for you. I want you also to work on 9, because 9-9 is the same concept, comparing numbers, except you're using the number grid and the number line. Okay, so please work through 9-8 and 9-9, and I'll see you again for 9-10. Okay, have a good rest of your day.